what we're going to do today is we're going to work with all the chakras. But before we work with all the chakras, of course, there'll be a meditation at the end just to integrate everything. And I think that's the part that we all look forward to. Sometimes too much talking can open things up, but the meditation is there to settle it down, regulate, and then integrate. Okay. So this month of June, there has been, whether there is, an understanding or a belief or not, we are being influenced by a lot of the planetary changes, the solstice, the moon falling the week after the solstice. Everything has its place in terms of how it affects our energy body. And through the energy body, we are then triggered to navigate these energies. And what June is bringing as a collective to not just ourselves, but to a lot of our brothers and sisters, is that we are, plus the Mercury retrograde. I refused to believe in Mercury retrograde for a while. And now I'm like, okay, you just better listen to it. And Mercury retrograde as well brings things from the past for us to revision, to make revision, to reanalyze, but analyze from different lenses, from different version of ourselves, the ones that have experienced wisdom and different stories and overcame those stories and became a better version of ourselves, like a version that can actually go back to the similar situation and do it in a different way, in a way that is more, in favor of our own self-love. Yeah. And every time that we grow into that next version of ourselves of self-love, we have a chance to sometimes look back and and reveal certain things, not for the sake of reviewing, but because if it happens again in the future, we can then deal with it in a different way. Yeah. And that's what Mercury retrograde does. It brings something that we haven't yet seen or touched or understood, and perhaps that we are still carrying in a pattern. And if it repeats again, it's because perhaps we can see it through a different lens, a much easier lens for ourselves, to ourselves. And because June is bringing a perspective that is touching every single part of your body, your physical body, your mental body, your emotional body, your light body, energetic body. It's touching all those areas. So I thought perhaps we could use with touching all the chakras and just kind of, rebalancing all the chakras through. And this is something that I'm quite confident doing through the energy, through the meditation. But I think here it's important that we kind of review what we navigated in June and bring it through the perspective of each chakra. So when we go into the meditation, we have something to work with that more specific to what we are navigating. There's no point of me going in here general when you're navigating one thing, you're navigating another thing, I'm navigating another thing. So I needed to find a way to kind of unify this to your experience in this June. Okay. So it's up to you if you want to use a little bit of journaling. It won't be long. It's only one question for each chakra, only so that we can just highlight a little bit what we would like to take into the meditation. But from another perspective is we have done quite a few calls, which I'm very, very grateful for. And to be able to touch on the nervous system, to be able to bring you information about the nervous system, and also be able to see how you're using these tools for your own nervous system and understanding, okay, now I know how to regulate myself. When you think of something that could derail your center, and then all of a sudden you kind of have an insight of something else that you can use to kind of bring you back to center. That's so important. You should be very proud of yourself for being able to retrieve some of the information and even adapt and even change your own tools to your own tools to make that happen. Because the more you regulate yourself, the quicker and easier it becomes in the future, more automatic. At the end of the day, that's a form of conditioning. Yeah. The same way we can condition ourselves to eat a lot and put on weight, we can condition ourselves to eat more healthy and the weight just adjusts to it. Yeah. So it's all about conditioning. It's all about what we put ourselves through. I want to put myself now through, you know, joy and, and understanding, if something's happening, what's the good lesson? I don't want to look at it as what's the bad lesson? Why is it happening to me? I don't want to go through that anymore. I want to do a big jump where, okay, it's happening, but how can I navigate from a different place? Yeah. So you don't need to share again. I'm very conscious that not everyone is happy to share stuff, and also I'm very conscious that sometimes you can work your own way around these calls, even without sharing. And that's important because it helps you do it your way. Yeah. And when you do it your way, you're not following anyone else's. So you're honoring yourself, you're honoring your style, you're honoring your way of navigating this. And sometimes all we need is information. And then we know how to take that and do what we need to do with it. So don't feel pressured to share, speak, write on the message here on the group. In the past, I used to think is it helping? Because if I don't see the feedback, I'm like, is it helping? But now I'm like, you know what? It is, because otherwise you wouldn't be here. You wouldn't be back here. So, do it your way. Don't feel pressured. Okay. Right. So, let's get started. So let's have a little chat. So I want you to pick a theme for you that June has brought for you, that has been taking you to kind of reveal how you used to deal with things and how you're dealing with things now. And just an example for me, this month has been grief, and I've seen grief from so many different perspectives I didn't even know existed, but I've experienced it all. But it had to bring me back sometime a little bit in my own past to be able to kind of work through it. So maybe perhaps you are navigating, I don't know, anxiety, grief, sadness, joy. Maybe you are experiencing more of this. Maybe there's something going on here in the background, but you're also putting so much effort into navigating more joy and more peacefulness, calmness, that perhaps you want to pick that as a theme. You don't have to focus on the negative, because we're here to find the gift of what is coming back to you, what's bringing to you for the month of June. So besides looking, let's say my example is grief, I've seen the gift. I've seen the gift, and this is what the questions are going to help you. It'll be only one question per chakra, so we don't need to spend a lot of time. Whatever comes to mind first, write it down, and then forget about it, because when you go into the meditation, the subconscious will retrieve everything that you need to bring you more clarity. So the writing isn't necessary for us to write to the point of find clarity. So not analytical writing. It's more, okay, these words trigger me to think of this down, and then that's it. Okay. Make it simple, because then, and allow the meditation. So we're here trusting that process. We're navigating this month, trusting the process, and use the same skill to trust the process here. Okay, so if you have your theme ready, and if you want to write it or just listen, we'll do a few minutes for each question, and then we'll go straight into the meditation. Okay. Right, so start at the root chakra. So the root chakra really is an energy. Okay, it's a coding energy of our stability, our sense of safety. It's how we come back to centers of grounding. Yeah, every time that we can re-regulate, that's our root chakra working. And it's also belonging. Yes, yes. So use that theme to just reading the chat. Use that theme to work through the chakras, okay? And also belonging. Yeah, we are born through the root chakra. As soon as we come to earth, we belong to a family, we belong to a place, a location, a country, a tradition, a family ancestral lineage. So think of it as the earth we are. So the root chakra is the grounding earth. That's why people say, sit on the earth and ground. Put your feet on the earth, on the grass and ground. And so that's we're linking the root chakra to the earth, to that grounding energy. And the question that I would like you to just have a quick think about is, from your theme, where do I need to feel more secure within myself as I navigate these emotions that is there now? Where do I need to feel more secure within myself? What grounds me or what doesn't when I experience this emotion? Is this emotion trying to protect me from is it trying to reveal something that no longer makes me feel safe within myself? And your mind might take you to places, relationships, family, and the self. But always come back to the self if you can through the questioning. So sometimes we're either protecting ourselves from feeling something, or we are trying to understand something a bit deeper. And as you're writing, can you focus your attention to your root chakra at the base of your spine, between your front and back genitals, right there in the middle? Can you focus your energy there while you're writing? And we'll give it a couple of minutes, another minute, and then we'll follow through. And if we think of the sacral chakra, which is somewhere, located around the uterus, the lower belly, below the belly button, is perhaps where, if you think of you as a, as a, you know, what's the word you call, a fetus in your mother's belly, you sat in that place, in that placenta around that area, and you could feel everything that your mom was feeling, right? Is that chakra of emotions is also where we have creativity, ideas. So if you think of that inner child playing with toys, role playing, feeling emotions of, you know, of the environment, of ourselves, we could easily feel pleasure, joy, and we're just flowing. We only had schedules because our parents gave us schedule, but although that and then that, if we didn't have schedules, we would just be flowing about as children. So this is your sacred chakra, your inner child. And what emotions is it asking to be felt instead of controlled? If something there is bothering you, if there's an emotion that is bothering you and you are resisting to feeling that emotion, if you stop resisting, you're going deeper into that feeling, what would it look like, that emotion? Don't judge it as positive or negative. Just write it down. This is where we connect. We allow life to flow. And as you typing as well or writing, can you feel between that place between your pubic bone and just a little bit below the lower belly, the belly button, in your center of uterus, center of creativity? If there's an emotion coming up and you're resisting to feel, why is that? Is it because it hurts? Is it because you fear something? But if you did feel it, and you know that by feeling this, that can be gone from your system, and that feeling wouldn't exist anymore, how would it look like to you? What that version of you would look like without that feeling? Because you felt it and released it and let it go. What would it be different? And I'll send these questions later in a group because sometimes when we are navigating something that is sticking to us, you know, it's lasting a couple of weeks to a month or something. You think, why is it not gone yet? Obviously, we work through maybe the mind and the heart and the body, but sometimes it's worth checking the chakras, and working through that chakras because it gives that other layer of understanding. So I'll share the questions later, but sometimes it's good to just sit and journal these 7 questions for that specific emotion or theme, and eventually get better at digging quicker in a way that, not bringing um, a heavy duality to it. You're bringing more clarity rather than a heavy duality. And if we move to a solar plexus, which is just below the heart, just above the belly button, we also put our hands down there, for many reasons, don't we? And if you remember being a child, maybe not wanting to go to school and having tummy ache, when things get a little bit too much and you don't understand, you don't even know what you're feeling, you're going to have tummy ache, yeah? And you get to a certain age where you start to understand duality, really. You understand, why some friends are not as nice, or why some teachers can shout a little bit more than others, and you just think, whoa, what that come from? Everything was just joy and happiness and unicorns and all that. And all of a sudden you start to see these things and you don't know how to deal. You don't know how to interpret it. So it can shake up your confidence, your purpose, your personal power. So this emotion could be showing. Let's always go to the positive. What is this emotion that's present with you this month, trying to show you about your personal power? Where am I ready to step into my own strength? This is about choice, self-worth, boundaries, actions. And if this emotion today, in my case, let's say grief, I'm using mine as an example, has been shaping me in the way I see myself, if grief has finished its process and liberated and freed and gone, what my authentic myself power would be like, or what can I reclaim to step into that self-worth, self-love, self-abundance. And focus on your solar plexus as you write. Get the information from there energetically as well as mentally and physically. If you weren't feeling this emotion, how would you see yourself in a more empowered state or version of yourself? And that can quickly merge into your heart. You're probably already writing about your heart chakra. Your heart chakra is about feeling accepted, as the root chakra is about belonging. Acceptance is different. It's about relationships, forgiveness, openness. Love, compassion, connection. And if this emotion is stopping you from honoring yourself, honoring your own feelings, what is it then revealing about the way you give, about the way you receive or withhold love from yourself and others? When we grieve, we give our power away very easily. And as a human being, we have to go through the grief process. But what happens a lot of the times, we get stuck in it. And then we bleed. We bleed and give the power away. But when is it that you are ready to then give your power back to you? The same goes for fear, fear of the unknown, fear of change. Love transcends through the air, you know, into ourselves, into others, back to us. And what's coming back to us that we are negating to receive and accept. And if you move your point of focus in your body to your throat chakra, as you think, as you write, just go into your throat, and throat signify frequency, the ether, the space, vibration. We speak our truth, we communicate our expression, our listening, because we receive that expression through our listening. And with the throat is how can we express our through our truth with courage. And when I say our truth, it's not about what we need to tell others so they understand how we feel. It's what we can tell ourselves, how truly we feel about our fear, about our sadness, about our joy. So what do you need to acknowledge with your ears? That your voice can speak to yourself. Speak that truth to yourself. Express your own fear to yourself. Focus on your throat as you write. Keep the energetic focus with you. Everything that we're doing now is a meditation in itself. You are energetically focusing on your energy point. You are using your mind, trusting your mind. You're using your body, your expression. So beautiful. And you might notice that your writing has merged from one chakra to another, slowly from one point to another, because it's all connected. And if we move into our third eye, the eye is open to receive the light, perception, inner wisdom, intuition, insight. What we can make meaning of things, clarity, patterns that we understand of ourselves, old patterns, repetitive patterns. It's your third eye bringing that level of awareness for you to be able to evolve from that pattern. So what are you beginning to see today with your emotion, your theme, that in the past, when you navigated that in the past, you haven't seen before? What is the recurring pattern today, or belief, or perspective, that this emotion is asking you to see it differently? And I always say the expression, the same but different. I'm navigating the same emotion, but from a different perspective. Focus on your third eye, between your eyebrow, and it might give you a little bit of lightheadedness or headache. Just accept, breathe with it, don't try to push it away. You are receiving what you need. Nothing can come to you. I'm here holding space, safety, for us to work within this container. And then as we move to the crown, focus on the top of your head as you do this writing, this understanding. It's our consciousness. Every day we wake up and we are working through a different consciousness. We're different every minute. After every encounter, we're different. Everything has a consciousness, a crystal, book, and anything that's created has a consciousness. A spiritual connection, unity, trust, divine awarenesses is one from beyond that you just know, but you can't put your finger on it. You cannot explain it with the mind, with the body, with the emotions. It's just a knowingness. So what are you being invited to surrender to through this theme of June? If you trusted this emotion 100% to feel it, that this brings a purpose rather than a punishment. What is the growth that could be offering you right now from that? Stay in your crown, open. was the invitation for growth. Even something through like grief, anxiety, fear. There's invitation for growth. And it always back to you, not to change the people around you, the situation. This deeper version of yourselves trying to come out. You are okay to imagine and create that version in your mind. Even if you don't believe you can be that version, you are allowed to create. You allow yourself to create. Because that version exists. And you are going to close that gap. And no rush, just put a thumbs up when you finish, but no rush. Make yourself comfortable. I will not add any music today. I will, you can add your own on your end if you like, or just use the silence and the guidance. Okay. Make yourself comfortable. Nice and comfortable. Gentle breathing. However position you chose, just make sure you are comfortable. You can surrender to the furniture, allowing the furniture to really hold you. Gentle breathing into yourself. A nice, gentle and slow breathing, but nothing that makes you feel like you can see the end of the breath. It's just guided, soft. Start to notice how this breath travels into your body so that you can connect with yourself more than the outside of yourself. And it's okay if you don't have the sensations of your energy chakras. Set the intention that everything is happening to help you find clarity, either now later or in a few days' time. Also set the intention that you will know for sure, like that knowingness that this is the clarity you needed. There will be no doubt that an information for your highest good is available to you. And as you breathe, feeling the air traveling into your lungs and lower belly, and then out, nice and relaxed. We open our crown, the crown chakra, to receive golden light from the divine, from up above. We are part of it. We are one with it. And as we open our crown, we invite this light to navigate through our channel, through your third eye chakra, your throat chakra, and your heart chakra, and your solar plexus, your sacral, and your roots, down through your feet, anchoring into Mother Earth, connecting to the elements that Mother Earth can provide for us: air, water, fire, the earth, earth, the animals. We are all connected, all part of it. Mother Earth sends her light into your feet, in your channel, into your heart, and notice how your heart just vibrates and flutters and expands, merging with the light of the divine, your heart chakra and the Mother Earth. Let it be there, observing, nothing more. This is your power, your life force. And within this power, the violet flame becomes active, clearing your channel, traveling up and down the channel of all the chakras, slowly up, and then slowly down. A clearance of thoughts, worries, agendas, schedules, bringing you to this moment of stillness and flow, energetic flow within your body. And as the violet flame dissipates, clearing your body, repairing your body with this moment, focus on your root chakra, bright red. Brilliance, shining, shimmering, a dot of light in the root chakra. This light has movement, has flow. What is it flowing like for you? Just sense or imagine. However your mind brings for you this image, it is what it is. If there's no flow, just ask the light to stop flowing. Any direction, any movement, any flow is welcome. Feel this energetic point becomes wider and more expanded. You can notice the energy and even the body parts at the base of your spine, and sense a little bit more. And right here, you belong to yourself. You belong to this earth. This is your place. From there, you navigate a bit further up into your sacral chakra energy, around your pelvis and your uterus, your digestive system. Everything that you felt, whether processed or not, is around this area. And if there's anything that is trapped that needs to come out, imagine your chakra illuminating. Illuminating this bright orange like the sun. Very fiery, very strong. You feel empowered. Let it shine, let it grow, let it move. Let it expand. Don't be afraid to feel. And now navigate a little bit high into your solar plexus. Bright yellow, like the morning sun. Shiny, warm, nurturing. This is where you set boundaries to protect your being, your emotions. And sometimes we protect too much. And if there's any emotions right there, right now, that needs releasing, set the intention to release, to alchemize through the yellow light, movement, flowing, working through these emotions, dissolving soothing. Fear sometimes can come quite deeply in this space. Something feels off, uncomfortable. Even the fear of feeling another emotion comes from there. You open your solar plexus and you turn into a fireball, the sun, and illuminate it. Increase the temperature and allow it to alchemize. And then as this light starts to travel up into your chest, into your heart, go inside your heart cavity. Find this dot of light. It can be green, it can be rose quartz, it can be diamond, it can even be rainbow. And to move and flow and expand. This is where you find nurturing for yourself. This is where you find that space to tell yourself how much you're worth, how much you are loved. You are love. In the first instance, you don't need to ask anyone to love you. When someone loves you, it's the consequence of you feeling this love that you are. So where is your own love? Where is your light? Sense it now in this chakra, in this moment, in your body, in your being. Amplify this. And bring this light up into your channel, to your throat chakra. See it turn this beautiful blue, mystical blue, shiny, full of stars like the universe. Your voice is your frequency. It's your frequency for self-healing. It's your frequency of your truth. Learn to hear your voice and discern what's hindering your frequency. What's trapping you from hearing your truth? Speaking to yourself is the most healing tool you can use for finding your own truth. You were given this gift, and it's the most readily available, the most Use this frequency to heal, to speak your truth. The truth that's only yours. That doesn't change anyone's truth. That doesn't change anyone's belief. And if we move this light into your third eye, between your eyebrows, focusing there in the middle of your head, in your throat, you might pulse, you might feel light. This light just go even darker, even more deep blue. But notice the stars in it. All the stars, like the belt of Orion, where we come from. We come from many places. And in this belt, there's many planets, many shining stars. So much knowledge comes from these places that we've lived, that we have been, that we have existed and still exist. What do you need to retrieve knowledge-wise right now that you need in this now moment? What clarity is it that you need? Just ask the questions and drop and release and let it go. Feel the energy flow within this middle of your head, between your eyes, top of the sinuses. It's okay if it's a little bit uncomfortable, just let it be there, flowing. Don't try to stop it. It will ease in a moment. We're here to find peace and love. This energy is now moving upwards to your crown, top of your head. Open your crown. Feel it expand and open and free it. Allow this energy to flow upwards. And you can have this energy flow up through your crown, all the colors of your chakra, and back round, underneath, through your root again, and up, traveling to each chakra inside this beautiful chin of yours, through your crown, and up and round, surrounding you with this light, like a bubble, and then traveling back down through your root, and you're feeding yourself this nurturing energy that's yours. There's nothing I can give to you, no guide. And breathe this into your channel. Round up above your crown and down. Surround yourself with it, bathe yourself with it. Back, front, and sides. And then underneath you, just bring this light, bring it in through your root. And one more time, just up each chakra, illuminating it, clearing, rebalancing. And allow this light to come through your crown and down, surrounding you like a bubble of light. All the colors shimmering, beautiful. and down and under through your root again. It's clearing, it's softening. And let it stay in your body now, in your channel. Expanding, amplifying this light within you. Feel the energy building. You might get hot. It's all good. Just breathe. And breathe. And breathe. And you can move a little bit. Just do a gentle movement with your body, just so you can accept this light of yours. Gentle body sway. Gentle movement. And if you need to bring this light outwardly, do it. If you need to bring this light inwardly, do it. It's your choice. You know what you need. This is the time for you to discern what you need. Let all sensations be part of this. Gentle movement, breathing until it settles. Let it integrate, let it land on yourself, land within yourself. Receiving, you are receiving now in your cells, each and every cell, and your chakras. Don't worry what you're receiving, just receive. And as you start to receive, everything just calms down, just eases. Starts to become light and gentle and soft and beautiful. And receive and open to receive. Allow, allow yourself this right now. And allow yourself to receive. Notice how things are settling. And then just pay attention to your bubble of light. Nice breathing. And if you just pay attention to your chakras, which one is still perhaps needing a little bit of attention? And guide your hand to that place. Rest your hand on that place. You're going to give it love. I love you. I love this moment. This is a me moment. I love myself for how I've navigated this month. I have done a really good job. And I'm here, ready and prepared for new chapters. From this version of myself that understands what's being asked of me, and I'm ready to step into. I'm ready to face and feel, knowing that every time I feel, I am releasing, I'm letting go. So I'm ready to be healed for this love for myself, for this love for my journey. And if any other chakra highlights to you, you can move your hand and continue this self-assertive talk, this genuine talk for yourself. Plant your seeds now. Feeling a bit lighter now, a bit easier. Breathing, settling. Amazing. Nice gentle breath in, preparing to open your eyes at your own time. There's no rush. Be kind to your eyes with the light. Be kind to your body. I want to bring this nice gentleness to this now moment, to the present physical moment. This is so beautiful, just for yourself. Nice and gentle, coming around. It's just nice to be in this space. Breathe. Merge into this now moment with everything that you have felt. Just bring it in. It's lovely feeling.